I've always been a fan of somebody who um, was able to communicate over a lot of years. And um, as I get older, and I do this for a while, I become so impressed with people that it's not about a record or two records or three records. It's about being an artist. And over the course of 20 years, 30 years, been able to continue to be creative and communicate to a fan base, and evolve. And my favorite artists are people that you can see age, you can see change, you can see evolve, and that's what I aspire to do. I think a lot of it is confidence of committing to the art. I mean, I think if you get caught up in what's working, what's hot, what I should do for commercial success, you'll never be one of those artists that is ever going to be somebody that I listen to over a long period of time or buy a lot of records. And not just me, but a lot of people. I think that you have to do it for the sake of the music and not how much I think it's going to succeed. And I watch a lot of people make that mistake right now. They make a record or put out a song that they think will be commercially successful. It may not be representative of who they are or of the kind of art they want to make, but they do it because they think it'll be successful. And that's the tail wagging the dog to me. I think that's just the people that I consider legends and heroes didn't do it that way. I mean, I think that being comfortable with aging and maturing as an artist is a hard topic. I mean, everybody will go through a period, if they're a successful artist, when they're hot. And my thing is the most difficult thing is to go from when you're hot to growing that, maturing that, and becoming something that is not just about that moment, not just about that time, but it's a broader spectrum, and it's difficult. It's difficult. A lot of artists don't navigate that well, and they get taken out. They get a landmine or something. But for me, I've never cared a whole lot about the commercial, so I think that when you start there, it makes it pretty easy to navigate that minefield. I mean, I think we've always been pretty representative of where we were at the time. I think you can listen to the Chief album, Carolina or Sinners, and you hear a younger man. A lot of those songs wouldn't make it on our current record because I'm not that younger man. I think where artists make a mistake is they're not comfortable with aging. They feel like that as 38 they got to pretend that they're 28. They got to dye their hair. They got to bleach their teeth. They got to do what they do. I don't think it has to be that way. I think that if you're representative of the music, if that's who you are, it comes from here and not here, I think you'll be happier over time. Maybe not in the moment, but over time you'll be happy. I'm not writing songs to try to sell more albums or to try to have higher charting singles. That it's coming from a place of this is who I am, and this is where I'm at, and love it or hate it, this is the evolution of an artist, and I think you see the maturity not only as an artist but as a man, and as a father, as a husband, and I think that when I look back on the artists that I love, that I adore, you can listen to Bob Seger's a great example. You can listen to Ramblin' Gamblin' Man, but then you can go 4 albums later and it's a different. You see the maturity. And I think that Springsteen's another guy that you can see it throughout their career. If you pull up 5 albums, you can see their life happen through those 5 albums. And that to me, those are the people that I just I revere. And that's the kind of music we've always tried to make. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I don't care. I mean, I think that's the music everybody should aspire to make. The fastest growing format right now is vinyl. Every year. And I think that's because when I'm in the studio and I put my headphones on, the closest thing to what I hear in the studio is vinyl. And I think there's a lot of people now that want that experience. They don't want the watered down MP3 where it's a copy of a copy of a copy. They want to hear the thing. And it's my favorite way to consume music to this day. I mean, it's escapism for me. I'm not a guy that gets on my phone a lot. But, I'll spend an hour. I'll put on Red-Headed Stranger, and I'll drop the needle. We'll go 5 or 6 tracks. I'll flip it. We'll go 5 or 6 tracks, and that's my escapism. And I think that part of it is there's a pretty strong contingent out there that cares about that. And the reason they care is because sonically, if you're an artist that wants to present your music a certain way, you want people to consume it that way. And the only way I see out there is vinyl. When I go in and record whatever song it is, and the digital version is so watered down. When I hear the digital version, I'm pissed because I go, God, that's not what I heard. And I think vinyl's the closest thing. So if you want to really figure out what the artist is trying to convey artistically, vinyl's the best outlet that we have. There's probably better. People talk about headphones, and I get it. I get all that. I'm all for that. But currently, the best commercial way is vinyl. So I think people get caught up in what is of the time. But what I'll say is that music throughout time has been pretty consistent with the quality and the way it's consumed. And I think that when you start trying to mess with that, it's when it gets kind of funky.